Hey guys, it's Dwayne Huff of Band Leadership Seminars, Band Leadership Online. I hope everybody is doing fantastic, is safe and healthy during this COVID-19 situation, pandemic. That might have just went live. Let me start over and say, hey guys, Dwayne Huff of Band Leadership Seminars. If that was a repeat, my apologies. Apparently, Facebook has changed the format whenever you go live, so it's interesting. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, safe and healthy during still dealing with this COVID-19 and the uncertainty about what's coming up for the school year and for marching band season. But I wanted to go live. It's been a while since I really answered a student question live, and it's audition time for drum major, for student leader, for band captain, for all those different things. And so I wanted to address a question that came in to me on my YouTube channel. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to that YouTube channel, that's where you're going to see the brand new videos. If you missed these right here, run over to youtube.com/band leadership. Hit subscribe, hit the notification. Every time I put a new video out, you'll be notified. And I know a lot of people were a little bit more tuned in to YouTube, especially band students, than they are Facebook. So anyway, I digress. Let me do this. There's a question that came into me from a brand new drum major, Caleb Roberson. Forgive me. I hate doing this, but I'm going to put my sunglasses on. My reading glasses on. If you're watching this and you have a question for me, I'll answer it in real time. Just drop it right there. If you have anything about this particular subject, or if there's another question you want answered that I don't cover in this, but let me run over to my YouTube channel to see this comment right here. This is from a guy named Caleb Roberson. Hey, Mr. Huff, I just been announced as drum major. I'm so excited for this position. It's been a dream of mine since I was young. Our band consists of maybe 100 people, and I'm only a 10th grader. Congratulations. How do I gain respect and learn to best serve my peers the right way? So a lot to unpack there. And if I have any band directors watching me, or any student leaders, current student leaders, former drum majors who'd like to jump in here and comment. No ego here. I'm going to give my perspective. 9-time student leader, 6-time drum major in the marching band. And I've made probably a lot more mistakes than I did right things. But throughout the course of my life, looking back on my marching band experience and seeing the things that I learned along the way, I want to share my wisdom there. But if you're watching this and you have some experience or something you'd like to add, please drop it in the comments. Ask a question, leave a comment. I answer them all. I'll respond to them. Even if I miss them during this live feed, I'll do that. So Caleb, congratulations, 10th grade drum major. Good for you. I'm so excited for you. You're in for the ride of your life, and you're awesome asking the questions you did. How do I earn respect? And how do I serve? How do I learn to serve my peers the right way? You've already got the right mindset. Okay, so let me just start right there and say, guys, for anybody watching this, if you're a student leader, aspiring or current, or you just got appointed or you're returning, please, and I say it in all my videos, please understand that you're not in a position of authority. You're in a position of service. You're there to serve first and foremost the band director and helping them carry out the vision, the goal, the ideals that they have for the band program. And you're there to serve your fellow leaders, whether you're the drum major or you're band captain or woodwind section leader or brass captain, whatever the case might be. We're all in this together, and we're all there to serve each other. I'll explain what that means here in a second. But we're there to serve each other, to build a strong, cohesive team in the leadership team, but also to serve each individual member of the band to the best we can to help them be successful and help the whole band come together as a successful, cohesive team. That being said, respect. And I say this in all of my live seminars. When I go out to schools, I'll be going out this year. Got the first one coming up early in July, going all the way through September and October, depending upon how this COVID-19 situation works out. But every time I'm in front of an audience, I simply ask this question. I say, hey guys, for those of you who are new to leadership or returning to leadership or thinking about leadership, what's the number one way to earn respect? And without fail, I think we knew this intuitively, without fail, they'll come back and they'll say to give respect. And that's absolutely the case. If we want to earn respect, we have to earn it. It's not a right. It will not be given unless it's earned. And one of the best ways to get it is to activate the law of reciprocation, which means we give that respect first. So, Caleb, here's what I would say to you, sir. From day one, starting right now, from the brand new freshman to the returning senior, from your band director to the band boosters to everyone in your circle of influence and world, your parents, your siblings, everybody, consistently give them respect as human beings, as adults, as leaders, as band members, as a human being to another. Give respect. You know, we live in a world right now where there's a lot of chaos going on. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of separation. There's a lot of anger. You know, and that's unfortunate. But that's the beautiful thing about being a leader, is that we get to set the example and lead with love, care, respect, and humility. Now, I've got to be honest with you and say, I'm an only child, okay? Humility did not come easy for me, especially in the band program. In fact, I hated the word humility. It made me feel inferior until one of my mentors, Dr. John Maxwell, many years later taught me this. He said, Dwayne, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. And one of the greatest lessons I got along the way somewhere about being an effective drum major, and I don't know that I knew this when I was there. Maybe I did it intuitively sometimes, but it was definitely inconsistent, was this. We need to be humble. Going back to this humility thing. We need to be humble on the field, and we need to be powerful on the podium. We need to be humble on the field. We need to be humble in rehearsal. We need to be humble off the podium. But when we get on that podium, it's showtime. It's time to take charge and take command. So we have to hone our ability to conduct, to march. If you have a baton, to do that. We have to master our skill set, right? And as a musician, even though we're in a position of drum major, we still have to make a commitment to be the best musician that we can possibly be. We don't give that up when we become drum majors. It's just another part of what we do. And one part of the example that we must set for our peers is that we have to be the very best musician we can be. We don't have to be the best musician in the band. Sometimes that's not possible. Talent and work ethic and all these other things could allow somebody else to exceed us in musicality and musical ability. But it is our duty to set an example for being the best possible musician that we can be. And as a drum major, the best possible conductor you can be, and the best possible marcher you can be, and the best possible baton and mace handler that you can be. I'm sorry, I never had a mace or a baton. It's a good thing. I'd have probably knocked myself out. But that example, and that example is not just, and this is how we can serve and earn respect 2 in 1, okay? We're there to set an example. We have to understand and know in certain terms what good looks like and what is expected and demanded by our band director for that program. See, it's not our program, it's their program. It's his program or her program. And we have to, we owe it to them to really pull up with them and understand and know in certain terms, crystal clear, what is their vision for the program? What are they trying to accomplish? What do they want from the show? What do they want from the music? What do they want from the students? What do they want from the attitude? What do they want from the vibe in the sections and in the entire band? And so one of our responsibilities is to connect with our band director, and don't wait for them to tell us what good is expected, what they want, need, and expect, what good looks like, what they're trying to accomplish. We have to take the initiative to pull up with them and say, listen, I want to do everything I can to set the right example, to be ahead of the game, and to be the best possible leader, student, band member that I can, and write it down. You know, that way you always have the vision written down, and whenever, every day before you go into rehearsal, you look at it and you make sure that you're aligning with that. And if you're off, then you look at that item and say, this is where I need to improve. This is what I'm good at. This is what I need to improve. This is what needs to change. And if it's, there's that old saying that says, if it is to be, it's up to me. And as drum majors and leaders, guess what? We have to take that on full throttle. So the first thing is, be the best example of a musician, of a marcher, of a drum major, of a leader that you can possibly be. Number 2, make sure you're connected to the vision of the band director. Number 3, and these are not necessarily in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 order. This is kind of how I'm seeing them and thinking through them as we go through here. But your responsibility as the leader of the leadership team and leadership band is that in that humility, you have to make a connection, a genuine, authentic, transparent connection with every single person you possibly can in that band. And I think you said there was 100 people. That's going to take a while, but you need to start right now. And what I mean by that is this. Don't wait for the new freshman, the returning sophomore, the juniors or the seniors to approach you, to connect with you, to talk to you, to invite you, to be a part of your group. Don't do that. You have to leave your comfort zone and you have to go where they are, where they hang out, where they like to be, and simply show up as a humble friend, genuinely interested in who they are, concerned about them, committed to making sure that not only their band experience is extraordinary, but their life is extraordinary. One of the things we have to do as leaders is we have to influence our peers. And influence is when we add value to the lives of those people. And the way we do that is by understanding what it is they already value. And the only way we can do that is leaving where we are, going to where they are, quietly, humbly spending time with them and listening. Not talking, listening, asking questions, being deeply concerned, being inquisitive, being interested, genuinely, without a motive, without an ulterior motive, without an agenda, without some other reason other than just to understand these are human beings. These are your peers. These are people who are going to have good days, going to have bad days, going to show up to rehearsal and it's going to be awesome, going to show up to rehearsal and it's going to be terrible. Going to have a fight with their best friend or their boyfriend or girlfriend or maybe their parents, and they're going to come to rehearsal and they're going to not be into it. They're going to look mad. They're going to look like they're disconnected. They're going to look apathetic. They're going to look like they don't want to be there. And our tendency and our temptation as human beings is, as a drum major, you're going to want to walk over to them. You're going to want to say, dude, what is wrong with you? But as a drum major, we give that up, right? We have to be able to go over to them and take a deep breath and be empathetic and sympathetic and walk up to them and say, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Is there anything I can help you with? I noticed that you seemed a little bummed out today. Are you okay? And taking that empathy and that positive, giving the benefit of the doubt and nurturing people. It's so easy in a position when you have a title to want to think you have authority or that you tell people what to do or they have to listen to you. And guess what? As a student, as a student leader, they don't have to listen to you. Matter of fact, they're looking for reasons not to listen to you. And you know what? That's a good thing because throughout the rest of your life, it's going to be the same thing. And the true test of a leader is to get people to want to go in the direction you're going because they simply want to, because they respect you, because they like you, because they trust you. And you know what? They don't even have to like you, but they have to feel like they know you on some level. You don't have to like everybody, but if they feel like they can trust you, if they feel like you have their best interest at heart, if they feel like you're committed and you're in it to win it and you're consistent, then they will follow that. Which brings me to the next thing I want to say is that every day your job as a drum major is not about you. Leadership is never about you. It's not about me. It's about them 100% all the time. So you have to show up early every single day before anybody else. You have to leave later than anybody else. And your job, your number one job, is to make sure your band director, that student leadership team, the people that, or the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors, everybody in the band, your job is to make sure that every single person has what they need in place to succeed at every rehearsal and every show. And the beautiful thing about that is you get to influence, guide, and lead the leadership team to help you do that heavy lifting. And in the spirit of earning respect and serving your peers, I would say, at least in the beginning, always invite them to serve and to help and say, you know, guys, there's a lot of things, pull the leadership team together and say, look, there's a lot of things we have to do together. And here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that. Unless somebody else feels comfortable with that and you want to do it, but we all collectively have to pull together and ask them, there's task A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I just want to throw it out to you guys. Who feels best about task A? Would you like taking that on? Who wants J? Who wants B? Who wants C? How many of you would like to work together in a team to get it done? Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I need help with, unless somebody else wants to take it on. Your role there is to empower people, to encourage people, to motivate people. Starts with connection. Starts with relationship. You got to build the biggest relationship you can with every single person, because at the end of the day, they will not follow you unless they know you, like you, and trust you. And you got to be consistent. You got to show up consistently. It means your attitude has got to be awesome every single day, because you're not just called to leadership, you're called to being the drum major, which means you're going to have to listen to positive things, read positive things, get you a playlist of tunes that get you jacked up. I mean jacked up. So you can go from I'm bummed out, from I don't want to do this, to oh my goodness, let's do this. That attitude has to be there with a C coming from you. Your visual, your verbal, and your vocal. How you show up. How you say what you say, and the words you use. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that 55% of what people perceive as what they trust, believe, and perceive as your attitude is what they see. 38% is how you say what you say, and only 7% is your words. So here's the best advice I can give you, and I wish somebody would give this to me. When you show up to band every day, if you're in a bad mood, step aside, get your mind right, listen to that tune, talk to somebody positive, listen, watch a video positive, come back and watch this video before you go into rehearsal. And if you're still not feeling it, put a smile on your face and shut your mouth. Because if you have a smile on your face and you look like you're having a good day, nobody knows how you feel. And as long as you don't open up and tell them, they will believe that positive energy coming from you. And many times we have to show up and act the part before we feel the part. That's our role and responsibility. So make connections, build relationships, serve them. Pick up things for them. Put things in place for them. Have pencils when everybody else is forgetting their pencils. Set up the stands, set up the chairs. Pull your team together to mark the field or to put the water out. But you lead the charge. Be willing to do more for your peers and your band and your band director than anybody else is willing to do. Again, I don't know if you knew this when you showed up, but this wasn't about you. This is about them. But the more you make it about them, the more they're going to follow you. The more they're going to look back and realize what you contributed. Now, you might never get praised for it or recognized for it. That's not what this is about. Many times it's going to be a thankless job. Many times you're going to feel like you're on an island. Many times you're going to feel like you're alone. Many times you're going to want to quit and give up. Many times you're going to be lonely. Many times people are going to pick on you, make fun of you. Many times it's because they're jealous. Remember this, and always remember this. You may have heard this before, you may not, but always remember, if somebody spews negativity toward you, says something mean, picks on you, talks about you, passes judgment, remember this. Hurt people hurt people. It's never about you. It's always about them. Dr. Tim taught me this years ago. He said, whatever we say about another person, whether it's positive or negative, is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. I didn't believe it at the time. I didn't believe it when I was where you are, but I've come to understand it's exactly the truth. If I feel great about Caleb, I can say, Caleb, you are absolutely amazing. You're a great drum major. You're an awesome musician. You're a great performer. Your attitude is amazing. I really love following you in this position. If I can say that to you, it's because that's how I feel about Dwayne. But if I say anything less than that, it's also about how I feel about Dwayne. Now, I know that's hard to digest, but one day you'll come to the realization, hopefully sooner than later, that that's the absolute truth. I mentioned this earlier, and I'll say it again, consistency. Every day, show up consistently. Have a great attitude. Set the right example. Be humble. Be powerful on the podium. Always listen twice as much as you talk. I know you've heard that one before, right? And ask questions. And be patient enough to hear what comes back. Listen not to answer. Listen to understand. Many times, the things that we can tell people, we can simply ask, and they'll figure it out on their own. Treat all of your peers like they're intelligent, wonderful human beings. Ask them questions that help them to self-discover, and many times they'll do the heavy lifting, and you won't have to. So how do I earn respect of my peers? And how do I serve them? Hopefully I've given you a lot of answers there. Again, anybody who's watching this, drop your ideas and comments below this, even if you're watching on the replay. And Caleb, I wish you all the best, man. And when you watch this, if you have any other questions, feel free to hit me back. But I think this is it. Remember that all opportunity to win, to succeed, to come together as a team comes through people. You're in a ready-made laboratory, an experiment, if you will, of the human condition. Your peers, the ones you love, the ones you don't love, which you should love everybody, but the ones you don't love right now, the ones you don't know, the ones you're going to get to know, all of those people, I know you've seen this probably before, you never know the battle or the struggle somebody's going through. So be kind to everyone at all times. And if you're able to do that, I think that authenticity, that transparency, and people will start to know your heart. And even when you have bad days and maybe you lash out at somebody or go off on somebody, they will know Caleb. They will say, man, are you okay? Instead of, what's wrong with you? Right? It's full circle, man. And everything you learn right now, take risks, take chances, be sincere, care for your people, connect with them, build relationships, love them. And I think the rest will fall in place. I think the only time that being a drum major or a leader was hard for me was whenever I got egocentric. I started thinking about what's in it for Dwayne. But the more I said, it's not about me, it's about them. And I worked hard to make sure they were successful. They had what they need. I was in line with what the band director expected. I think it went well for me. It's when I went inward and started thinking too much about Dwayne that I had problems. So I hope that helps. I hope that serves, and this is for everybody. If you have any questions or any other comments, please drop them. But I'd love to serve and help. I'm looking at the live feed here. I want to see if there's any questions that have come in. They haven't. But if you're watching this on the replay, please drop them, and I will make sure that I answer them. But if you want to see some more of these videos when I go live or whenever I post them, the better place to see it is on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/band leadership. Share this with somebody who's a new leader or a drum major that you think could benefit, especially if you're a band director. And if you're a band director and you want to jump in and add to this, please, please, please do. You're in the trenches every single day. You're dealing with this whole COVID-19 thing and the uncertainty that's going on, and you know what you want from your student leaders. I'm just an advocate for you and for the student leaders, and I created this video to serve Caleb and everyone else who's stepping into leadership. So I hope everybody as well. If I can be of service, listen, the season's coming up. I don't know what that looks like for you, whether you're a student or a band director, but I travel to schools to do full-day and multi-day band leadership seminars. Run over to bandleadershipseminars.com if you want to check that out. Or shoot me an email at bandleadershipseminars@gmail.com and just say, hey, Dwayne, interested in working with you. And we'll talk about it, see if we can find some dates that work. But best wishes to the band directors and the students. I got another question I have to answer from another student, but I'll do that in another video. Remember, until we talk again, you can inspire superior performance. You just got to be willing to take the lead, be the humble servant, be powerful on the podium, and take care of your people and make sure that they're prepared to win, and set every example you can to be the best you possibly can, and realize you're there to lift them up, to encourage them, and you might be the only person on the face of the planet who does that. So I'm sorry, I'm looking. I thought I saw a comment coming. But anyway, talk soon, guys. Have a great day, and go get them.